One night, Angela woke up to the sound of laughter. She tiptoed to Amanda's room and found her daughter sitting on the floor, facing Isabel. Amanda was laughing uncontrollably, but when Angela stepped closer, Amanda's laughter stopped abruptly. She turned her head slowly, her expression blank. "Mommy, you shouldn't be here. Isabel doesn't like you," Amanda said in a chillingly calm voice. Angela's heart raced. She backed out of the room, a brushing of the incident as exhaustion, but the encounter left her shaken. In a quiet neighborhood in Lagos, Nigeria, the Martins family lived a comfortable, albeit busy life. Daniel and Angela Martins were hardworking parents, running a thriving logistics company. While their financial situation was stable, their work schedules often left their 7-year-old daughter, Amanda, feeling lonely. Amanda, with her thick, curly hair and curious brown eyes, was a bright and imaginative child, but her days were often spent in solitude, finding solace in books and make-believe games. On Amanda's 7th birthday, her parents decided to make it special. They visited an antique shop in the heart of the city and stumbled upon a porcelain doll. The shopkeeper, an elderly man with a mysterious aura, handed the doll to Angela with a peculiar smile. "This doll has a rich history," he said cryptically, "but it's perfect for a child who seeks companionship." Angela barely paid attention to his words. The doll was beautiful, with a flowing blue gown, golden curls, and piercing glassy eyes that seemed to follow you wherever you went. Without a second thought, they bought it and presented it to Amanda that evening. Amanda was thrilled. She named the doll Isabel and quickly formed an attachment to it. Isabel became her constant companion, accompanying her to meals, bedtime, and even school in her bag. At first, everything seemed innocent. Amanda's parents were happy to see their daughter so joyful, and didn't think twice about her obsession with the doll. However, things began to take a strange turn. Amanda started having conversations with Isabel, not in the way a child plays pretend, but in hushed whispers, as if she were talking to a real person. Daniel once overheard her saying, "I'll do that, Isabel. You're my best friend." He dismissed it as harmless play, but mentioned it to Angela that night. "Kids have wild imaginations," Angela said, brushing it off. "She's lonely and Isabel keeps her company." But the whispers continued, and Amanda's behavior grew more peculiar. She became secretive, often locking herself in her room for hours. Her once bubbly laughter was replaced by eerie giggles late at night. When asked, Amanda would only say, "Isabel is telling me funny stories." One evening, Daniel returned home to find his study in disarray. Papers were shredded, books were torn, and important documents were missing. Amanda was sitting in the middle of the mess, holding Isabel. "Amanda, what happened here?" he yelled, his frustration evident. Amanda looked up with innocent eyes. "Isabel said your papers were boring, so I helped make them fun." Daniel was stunned. Angela tried to calm him down, insisting it was just a childish prank, but deep down, She couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that had started to creep in. The doll's influence deepens. Amanda's behavior worsened with each passing day. It wasn't just the mood swings or the strange whispers at night. Angela began noticing small but unsettling incidents. A broken vase in the hallway, Amanda's homework scrawled over with cryptic drawings, and an increasing hostility toward anyone who questioned her relationship with Isabel. One fateful evening, Angela walked into the bathroom and froze. Amanda was crouched on the floor, holding a razor blade in one hand. Her other hand clutched Isabel tightly to her chest. "Amanda, what are you doing?" Angela gasped, her voice trembling. Amanda looked up, her eyes filled with a strange mixture of fear and defiance. Isabel said, "I have to do it, Mommy." She said, "If I don't, something bad will happen to you and Daddy." Angela's heart pounded as she stepped closer. "Amanda, sweetheart, give me the blade. Please, no." Amanda shrieked, her grip tightening around the razor. Tears streamed down her face as she clutched Isabel even harder. "She's my only friend. She's trying to help us." Angela didn't waste another second. She lunged forward, grabbing Amanda's wrist and prying the blade from her small fingers. Amanda let out an ear-piercing scream and fell to the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. Angela dropped the blade on the bathroom counter and knelt beside her daughter, holding her close. "It's okay, baby. You're safe. Mommy's here." But Amanda's sobs didn't stop. "You don't understand," she cried. "Isabel will be mad at me. She told me not to tell anyone." Angela's hands trembled as she carried Amanda to the living room. "Daniel," she shouted, "get Grace. We need her now." Daniel rushed into the room, alarmed by Angela's tone. "What's going on?" "No time to explain. Just get Grace," Angela insisted, her voice frantic. A few moments later, Grace entered the living room, her face stern but calm. She took one look at Amanda, who was still clutching Isabel, and knew something was terribly wrong. "What happened?" Grace asked. Angela recounted the bathroom incident, her voice breaking. She said the doll told her to do it. "Grace, I don't know what to do anymore." Grace placed a comforting hand on Angela's shoulder. "We'll handle this together. But first, we need to talk to Amanda." The family gathered in the living room, their faces tense with worry. Grace sat on the couch, her gaze fixed on Amanda, who sat in the corner, rocking back and forth with Isabel in her lap. "Amanda," Grace said gently, "can you tell us what's been going on? We're not mad at you. We just want to help." At first, Amanda didn't respond. She stared at Isabel, her lips trembling. But then, as if a dam had burst, the words came pouring out. "She talks to me," Amanda whispered. "All the time. She tells me what to do. She said she'd protect me because you and Daddy are always too busy." Angela covered her mouth, her eyes brimming with tears. "She said if I didn't listen to her, bad things would happen," Amanda continued. "At first, it was fun. She told me to draw pictures on the walls and hide your car keys. But then she started asking for scarier things." "What kind of things?" Grace asked, her voice calm but firm. Amanda hesitated, clutching Isabel tighter. She said I had to hurt myself. Or you. She said it was the only way to keep her happy. Angela let out a choked sob. Daniel put a protective arm around her as Grace leaned closer to Amanda. Sweetheart, Isabel isn't your friend? Grace said softly. She's trying to hurt you and your family. But you're brave for telling us the truth. That means we can stop her. But she'll be mad. Amanda whimpered. She said she'd hurt all of us if I told. No, she won't, Grace said firmly. She's just a doll, Amanda. She doesn't have power over you anymore. Oh, Grace stood up and gestured for everyone to follow her. We need to deal with this now. Bring the doll. Amanda hesitated, clutching Isabel protectively. No, she's mine. Grace knelt in front of Amanda, her eyes filled with compassion. I know you're scared, but Isabel is hurting you, Amanda. If you let me take her, I promise everything will be okay. After a long pause, Amanda reluctantly handed Isabel to Grace. The moment the doll left her hands, Amanda let out a deep sigh, as if a weight had been lifted from her tiny shoulders. Grace placed the doll in the center of the coffee table and began to pray. She sprinkled holy water over Isabel, her voice steady and commanding. In the name of Jesus Christ, I command any evil spirit within this doll to leave this house now, Grace declared. The air in the room grew heavy, and a strange chill swept through the space. Suddenly, Isabel's eyes seemed to glow, and a low, sinister laugh echoed through the room. Amanda screamed and buried her face in Angela's lap. Daniel held his wife and daughter tightly, his face pale. You have no power here, Grace shouted, her voice unwavering. By the authority of God, I banish you from this family forever. The doll began to shake violently, and the glow in its eyes intensified. With one final ear-piercing screech, Isabel shattered into pieces, sending shards of porcelain flying across the room. The family sat in stunned silence, the tension in the room slowly dissipating. Amanda looked up, her eyes wide with fear and relief. Is she gone? She whispered. Grace smiled and pulled Amanda into a hug. She's gone, sweetheart. You're safe now. Over the next few weeks, the family worked together to heal. Angela and Daniel cut back on their work hours to spend more time with Amanda, ensuring she felt loved and supported. Grace continued to visit regularly, offering prayers and spiritual guidance. The broken remains of Isabel were buried far away from the house, never to be seen again.